Capcom logo. Oh, there it is. I thought the game, like, froze up and I was getting black screen. I mean, that's happened with mobile games before. You guys ever, like, play a mobile game? And, like, it works just fine until it doesn't, and it's just black screen. And you're like, really? That's what happened when I played Conquer Online for the first time on mobile. Which I haven't tried in, like, years, but I would love to try it again. And, it worked just fine for, like, an hour and a half. I happened to, like, download it before work one day. I remember it was before work. And, you know, I was like, hey, apparently they have a mobile version. I didn't realize. I'd played it before on, like, PC. And, so I downloaded it, and I played it for, like, an hour and a half to 2 hours. It was, like, just under 2 hours. I load it up after I get home from work, and it's just black screen. I'm like, really? No matter what I try to download, like, uninstalling and then re-downloading it and trying to turn it off, turn it on, whatever. Nothing. Black screen. I'd love to comment, like, on the, you know, Google Play Store about it, and never got back to me. I saw a lot of other people had the same issue, and I was like, well, that sucks. Maybe someday. I'm worried that if I tried that on live, that people would stream snipe me. Like, 100%. Also, I don't have enough viewers for anybody to stream snipe me, so that'd be crazy. It's very irrational thought I just had. Anyways, we're gonna continue. Oh, Trial Former. There you go, day 2, Trial Former. Yeah, because technically the investigation takes place on that day, and then you get, oh, next day, trial. Yeah, I was right when I said that earlier. I was like, oh, we're gonna be on day 2. Yeah, we're on day 2. Episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. Oh, like a phoenix! Oh! Rise from the Ashes like a phoenix. The main character's name is Phoenix. Oh, I get it. I get it now. I get it now. No, I get it. Oh, God, that's right. I forgot your Zex marquees. I should have been watching Gundam in between my streams today, but I didn't. You didn't just get it. Yeah, just now. Like, you guys just heard me understanding the bit about this being called Rise from the Ashes. Like a phoenix. Yeah, no, that was the sound of me just getting it just now. Yeah. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Well, it isn't a parking garage. There's a lot of gray areas in a parking garage. Or rather, the whole thing was one big gray area. Because it's in a parking garage, there's a lot of gray there. No, I got it. Lana and Emma are the Temu versions. No! They are, but no! Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. Because she's the Temu version of Mia? And Emu is the Temu version of Maya? Is her name right? Emu? Is it Emu? Oh, Ema! If you streamed this 3 years ago, they'd be the Wish version. Ah, they would be! Yeah! Or Sheen. I'd also accept someone calling them the Sheen version. Or even, like, you know, the TikTok shop version of... Which is going to be irrelevant in a couple of months, so maybe I shouldn't say that. Man! I'm going to have to uninstall that. Dang! Delete my account and uninstall pretty soon. I'm running out of time. And I guess that means I'm going to be doing more grinding on Crisis Core in the, you know, in my spare time. Or maybe start working out again. I do need to cut a little bit of belly fat before Halloween. You know, for my costume. Which I bought today, watermelon dress. And it was like either I go by my bust size, and then the waist is going to be a little snug, or I go by the waistline measurement, and then my bust is going to be too loose. And I was like, oh, well, I can cut the belly fat. I'm not going to lose my bust line. Not like that. So I went with the, you know, one size smaller. I was between two sizes. I'm like, ooh. I have the waistline for the XL, and then I have the bust size for the large. It runs very small. Okay, it's European sizes, not American sizes. So that's why I'm an extra large potentially, when normally I would not be in American clothes. In American clothes, I'm like a small medium. But in European standards, I guess I'm an extra large. Anyways, but there's one decisive difference between you and her. She's dead. And that is, well, she's not living anymore. Take that! You're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. You're gonna need it, because I'm guilty of murder. Murdering Mia? What? No, obviously she didn't do that. My first trial without a Fae helping me. Oh, yeah, that's why this is harder. No, that makes sense. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself. All by myself. She is. Zex Marquise is less endowed, as it were. Let's do it, Mr. White. I'll be right with you the whole way. Hey, can you talk to ghosts, by any chance? That'd be really helpful if you could. No? That's fine. That's fine. I'm fine. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. You go easy on me, man. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. Which means you have a perfect record. Huh? Huh? I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Ah! I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Well, that answers that question. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Well, technically it's in the judge's hands, mostly, but... Very well, Mr. Edgmont. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Statement. Ah! Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's lot. Wow, he's much more forceful than in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I forgot what her top looked like. Oh, jeez. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Oh, sure, you ordered the caviar lunch, right? She's trying to butter him up with caviar. Yeah, I've never tried caviar. Isn't it just salty balls? Like tiny, slimy, salty balls, right? might be kind of fishy, but mostly salty balls. That's pretty much what caviar is, right? Slimy, wet, salty balls. Oh, what's the appeal? Why is it so expensive? I get maybe because it's a rare commodity, maybe? I feel like there's a lot of fish in the sea. You know, they even have a whole saying about how there's plenty of fish in the sea, so there's got to be plenty of caviar, right? Because it's fish eggs. There's got to be plenty of caviar. I'm sure they have like whole caviar farms. Like that's how you run a business that produces caviar, right? You have like caviar farms. So why is it expensive? If it's literally just fish eggs and they're not that appealing. Because it doesn't... Slimy, wet, salty balls does not... The fishy, slimy, wet, salty, fishy balls does not taste... It doesn't sound like it tastes appealing to me. True fish shouldn't taste fishy, though. It pretty much just tastes like salt. Yeah, right? That's what I thought it was. I thought it just tasted like salt. It just salty balls. The slimy, wet, salty balls. Sorry. That might be the thumbnail if I don't find a better one. Slimy, wet, salty balls. Woo-hoo! Caviar! I haven't eaten caviar before. It's slimy, wet, salty balls. The judge is really wolfing it down. Oh, and for you. Ow. I have a Fiesta Bowl. No, that's not right. She wasn't Linda. How was it? Oh, sure there, don't ya know? Oh, sure, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. There it is. That's better. No, I found it. I found the voice. Shouldn't be slimy either. It's from a fish. It's caviar's from a fish, so shouldn't it be a little slimy? Wet? Moist? Should I say they're moist, salty balls? Ah, thanks.
Will the witness state her name and profession?
I went for use. It's creamy and buttery. Oh, that's weird. And for you, sir, did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Oh, sure. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? Oh, this is why everyone raves about caviar. No, the salt water dries it out. That doesn't make sense. It's got water in the name. It's so tasty, it hurts. That's the salt. It's cutting up your tongue. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Texture-wise, it's probably similar.
Name, profession, now.
Me? Oh, well, the name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days, but really, that's just a cover, because I actually have an OF. That's where the real money comes from, my OF. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? The rumor is tapioca is fish eyes. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's just like rice balls. They're like rice balls, you know, that have been like prepared a certain way. Isn't that what it is? It's like boba. Isn't tapioca like boba, kinda? Kinda? So that they make it the same way?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. It's rice-like. It's not fishy eyes. If those were fish eyes, it would cost way more. Yeah, because you can only get 2 from each fish, whereas the fishy eggs, you could get a lot more than 2 from one fish. Ah, the eyes would be a lot more expensive than the caviar. Uh-huh. Think about it. Think about it. You know, it's like, are there more legs or wheels in the world? Huh? Are there more legs or wheels? Huh? Yeah, think about it. Actually, you know what? Are there more legs or eyes in the world? Huh? Are there more legs or are there more eyes? You gotta think. You know, the humans, we got 2 and 2. That's pretty even. But you'll look at centipedes, there's a lot of legs and only 2 eyes. You'll look at spiders, it's pretty even too. It's 8 and 8. What about snakes? There's a lot of snakes in the world. They don't have any legs. That's just free eyes for the eyes category. I'm sorry. I'm gonna... Shut up now. I don't know where that came from. I saw like a TikTok somewhere or something. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Maybe I saw the Game Grumps. Was it the Game Grumps that were talking about that? Wait, were the Game Grumps talking about that once? And they were like, oh yeah, and the other one was, is there more doors or wheels in the world? My cousin only has one eye, lost one to a BB gun. That sounds like a Christmas story. You'll shoot your eye. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was probably insensitive. Oh, Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Oh, I knew it! Yep, no. She's an adult film star. That's what she means by professional. And possibly, just works on the corner a bit. Sorry, I believe the correct term is meet and greets. She does meet and greets.
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police.
Oh! Never mind. Well, that could be both.
She was a first-rate homicide detective.
Oh. What? Miss Star was a detective? Ah! It wasn't even a BB, it was a chunk of dirt or pebble that was in it. Oh, that's unfortunate. I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen. Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel, and the B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yeah? Oh, sure. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with his knife and went to drive the body out. Okay. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Okay. Parking lot planes. Hey, I think I noticed something that I remember from the last time I played this like a year ago. Something about line of sight. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Oh, of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the police chief prosecutor. The chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? You just played it yesterday, not a year ago. What, you know what I mean? This part of it, where I saw on the map something that I remembered from a year ago, not something that I remembered from yesterday. It's that, do you know what I mean? From the time when I failed to beat this, and this time it's going to be different. Mark my words. We're not finishing this. I'm not quitting this game. We're going to finish it. Yeah, that's... I'm going to catch myself there. I'm going to say, we're not finishing this. I'm not going to beat it. No, I'm not. We're going to keep playing until I beat it. Not like tonight, but like in general. Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
Oh, sure, it seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they still have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star.
Wait, are they talking about me?
Okay, bring it on, witness.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
This lady has too much visible evidence. You know, that might work against my favor. Nah, it's court of law. Or might work in my favor if the judge is too distracted. Get the whole thing thrown out.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
Yeah, maybe don't rely too much on that finely honed detective intuition if you are no longer a detective for a reason. You know what I mean? I mean, you lost the job for a reason, lady. Now you're a glorified lunch lady? Come on. You don't even make the lunches. You just sell bento boxes that you purchased from, like, a bento box delivery company, I guess? Come on. Wow. No, I see it now. No, I definitely see the vision now. I'd let her stab me.
Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car.
Careful. Usually the lead detective testifies first in this game. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
The chief prosecutor, she heats them up just perfect though.
Oh yeah, the boxes? Oh, she sure does.
The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there's no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. That's a good one, right?
So how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Well, don't mind if I do. Right. I do like her choker.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come.
How did you know?
Well, I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim.
Choker, you hardly know her. Thank you, Sky.
Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired? Yeah, you don't just quit being a, lead detective or whatever, whatever she was, investigative detective for the police force to become a lunch lady. Don't choose that.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
She was laid off, not fired. Oh, small difference. Well, hold it! This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, that security guard.
Then that boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join?
Sorry. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'm fine. Nope. I'm good. I'm falling for that. Neither's the judge. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Yeah! That's my boy! That's my boy, Judge! Yeah, the law is your only lady, alright? You're married to justice.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. Oh, it's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security side. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in the B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of a murder?
That felt like, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin jack full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese not yet tangy with experience on the streets at Greenhorn.
And I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Emphasis on hard.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese mouse. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the prosecutor, the chief prosecutor, staring next to a garish car.
By garish car, you mean?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was a defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed!
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness! In your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness!
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside.
Oh yeah, no, I see it. No, this face card, I definitely see it. Yep, no, yep, yep. That was inspiring. It's inspired you to do what?
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could quiet plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are horny.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
That's odd. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
Because it could blow your whole case wide open. Somehow. And I'll figure that out this time on Kayleigh Plays.
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
The moment of the crime is photographed by Angel Star. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye.
Yeah? She's even wearing her Zex Marquise cosplay. Dang.
Damn, son, where'd you find this one? Damn, son. So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
I don't see the knife. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying, because I don't see a knife in that picture.
Well, let's see, the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife after all.
Yes, that's about right. Not that I would know what 4 inches looks like, but yes, that's about right. It's probably about 4 inches, if I had to guess.
Prosecutors are by nature well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs.
Yeah, he's attorney! Hell yeah! No, I couldn't finish this one. So the last time I played it, I got stuck on this episode. This very episode right here. Rise from the Ashes. I played it about a year ago on TikTok. Got stuck. Couldn't figure out what to do. I thought I talked to everybody. I showed everybody all of the evidence. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna tackle it this time on Kayleigh Plays.
I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise.
Oh, she's definitely missed what. You know what? I'm glad I gave her a Midwestern accent. Egg salad surprise? Oh, come on. That's the most Midwestern mom thing I've ever heard.
I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg? I mean, a person?
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Surprise is something you never want to hear about your food. Yeah, no, like certain things you have to like ask certain questions in a certain order in order to unlock like the next set of questions, or like show certain evidence at a certain time in order to unlock the next cutscene, or quote unquote cutscene. So worst case, I can always pull up. I'm not opposed to pulling up a walkthrough if I have to, but I'm gonna try to do this without one. And hopefully, maybe worst case, step number 1. Get some help from chat. Step number 2 is, well, then I'll look at a walkthrough. And that is if I can't just figure it out on my own. We'll see.
So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
Well, then she thrust a pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound. Mr. White, we can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, this testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
Well, what do we do? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
Okay, so there's got to be... I'll check this. says she had a knife in her hand, but I guess this would have been after. What happened to the knife, then? Wait a second. Floor plans. So she would have been over here. She always knew a day like this would come. It's not really anything to present there. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. On the way. If she would have parked over here, then she would have been walking away. I guess it didn't specify how far she had gotten on her way to deliver it. Especially if she made it back to the... Like, it looks like she's at the fence in this photograph. Like, she's at the fence. So I suppose she could have been walking, and then she heard the motion, or she turned and happened to notice, and then ran back to the fence. Took the photo. Could be argued. So I don't think this is the part where I'm supposed to present.
When I sent something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective. Through the wire fence I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. Okay. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Is this... Because, like, I'm wondering... It was in her right hand. Like, where's the knife now? Where did they find the knife? She wasn't holding it in her hand right here, and I'm just not sure if I'm supposed to object to that. Blood, right? Right hand is injured. Present the photo. Right? That's what I'm thinking too. Objection! Objection! And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph! Every time I do it makes me laugh. She's not wearing gloves. That's it. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? They're gonna say, obviously, it's after the crime. Objection. Why are you so calm about it? That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Come on, we're playing this game so we can get the objection! Come on. No, she is. You were right. You were right about the knife. Yeah, right? Because, like... Trace of the victim's blood, no prints. If there were no prints on it, and she was wearing gloves... Realistically, like, you have to really be forceful to cut yourself on that knife. Right, she's wearing gloves here. How did she get an injury on her hand if she was wearing gloves. And those look like driving gloves, like typical leather driving gloves. Right? You have to be really forceful to get a knife through that. You can't accidentally cut yourself on the knife. Not unless you were barehanded. That doesn't make sense. Where did the injury come from?
Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection! And how can you tell that? Okay, JD from Scrubs with your driving gloves. What, the driving gloves? You gotta have driving gloves. Why else did they make driving gloves if you're not gonna wear them while you're driving? You need to have driving gloves. Sorry. Driving gloves.
Oh, blood spatter. Blood splatter.
Huh?
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
Why is this photograph in black and white, by the way? We have the technology. You could have this in color. This takes place in 2017. It's not even 2016. It's 2017 is when this trial takes place. So, why is it not in color? This ain't 1955. But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
No problem, except you.
Mr. White, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
Alright, you got a better idea? She's actually a time traveler. Ba-ba-ba-ba! Sorry, Yeah, objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. See, that's what I'm thinking. She said she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime, not after. She didn't say anything about after. This isn't the final case of the series where you travel time. Wait, what? Is there a Doctor Who Ace Attorney episode? Is there a Back to the Future Ace Attorney episode? We gotta go to the Wild Wild West?
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
Huh? That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice.
Can't believe she has an onigiri hat. I can't believe I don't. Am I right? Actually, I'm not a big fan of onigiri. Because isn't onigiri... Hey, chat, maybe you could settle this. How many of you are there? There's 4 in YouTube. Chat, onigiri's cold, right? At most, room temperature. Right? Like, kind of like how sushi is. Like, it's not supposed to be hot. Right? Do you typically have, like, warm to hot onigiri? Because, like, for me, rice, I'm just not big on cold rice. That's why I don't like sushi. I don't like sushi. Also because of the raw fish. That's gross. Why would you do that? The grill is right there. Okay? Okay, you had to cook the rice somehow, right? You don't just have cold rice. You had to boil it and then let it cool. Alright, listen. Just cook the fish. Just cook it. Alright? I know you have cooking things in your restaurant. Just cook the fish. I'm sorry. As a chef, I'm offended that you're serving me uncooked food. It's fucking raw!
I didn't have time to stop her.
It can be served hot or cold, but traditionally it's served cold. Okay, well, see, I would have hot onigiri if that's the thing. Or warm. At least warm. Like above room temperature. I want it to be warm. You know? I'm not big on cold rice. I don't see the appeal. Also, Bacillus cereus is serious. It's got serious in the name for a reason. Alright? That's the foodborne illness you get from improperly handling rice. And serving, improperly serving rice. I'm just saying. It is pretty serious, all things considered. So, you properly cook your rice and serve it at a warm to hot temperature. Okay, don't serve cold rice. Don't hold cold rice. That's weird. That's weird. You just ask, and raw fish. You're just asking for foodborne illnesses. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As a chef, sushi scares me. Okay. Not like actually afraid, like I'm gonna Scooby-Doo, yikes, run away from it. But you know, I don't trust it. Okay.
Prosecutor Sky was cold calculating like a robot.
Okay. I want to look at this picture. I know this is just in her imagination, but I want to look at it. I want to look at it.
She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
No. You cannot prove that it was premeditated. Well, I guess she called the guy there. Supposedly. I do use cold rice to make fried rice that I eat hotter ones. See? I trust that. But premeditated? How do you know? Because she called. She called the detective. So, it could be argued that it's premeditated. Can you prove it? Technically, no. But the odds are not in her favor. So she did call him to the scene, and then she murdered him. It could be argued that it was. It could go both ways. Okay?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made out of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on?
Oh, they're surgical gloves? Well, that's different. They're not driving. Chat, they're not driving gloves. I was wrong about the driving gloves. That she could definitely cut herself through those. I've done it. I've cut myself through my gloves. It happens. You know, it's a slip of the hand. You know, maybe there's like a seed on the knife and makes it bounce right into your finger. I've cut myself while I'm wearing gloves. Those kinds of gloves. Vinyl gloves. Guantes vinil, if you're Spanish speaking.
If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Word! These gloves do seem to tell its tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves? Ah! Ah! Oh, wait, whoa! What did I say? What did I say? Driving gloves. Huh? Huh? You're gonna drive, you better wear driving gloves. You know why? Why else would they have driving gloves if you're not gonna wear them while you're driving? You gotta have driving gloves. That's what the glove compartment's for. They have a glove compartment in the car. A glove compartment. What is it for? Not for your paperwork. Not for your freaking spare sunglasses. It's for your gloves, chat. Driving gloves. That's what kind. Driving gloves. Sorry.
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested.
Well, why haven't I had access to that evidence, huh? Huh? How's this the first time I'm hearing about that evidence? I know you do things differently in this country, okay? What, the ace attorney country, okay? But where I'm from, we share all of the evidence before the trial. Objection!
They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. I love that Canadian accent. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I was going for, like, general Midwestern accent. Oh, sure, sure. You can put that in your bag. It's only a fresh wound. Mr. White, we can make it.
You said that before. Anything else? Oh, we're starting over. Okay. So hold on. Let me see the court record. I want to see the. No. Just keep our heads cool. Let me look at the court record. Thank you. Prosecutor's office logs. Now, no, there's got to be something. Because I have a feeling the reason why she was wearing the gloves is because they were doing the talking about, it was like something about evidence that was no longer needed by the prosecutor's office. How they have like an annual thing. You would want to wear, you know, gloves like that, where you're expunging all of these, you know, pieces of evidence that you no longer need for closed cases, right? And putting them in like a lockup or something, like, you know, some kind of storage or whatever. That's what they were doing, right? At the prosecutor's office. I think it was something like that, right? Wasn't it? That's where the knife came from, wasn't it? No, wait, no, that's dumb. No, it came from Edward's car. Duh. No, we already talked about that. Never mind, no, forget what I just said. No, but the gloves do make sense. She would be wearing gloves while they're, you know, combing over evidence that's no longer needed for these closed cases. That's why she was wearing the gloves. It almost makes too much sense. But how do I show that? There's gotta be, or is there another reason why she would have stains on her coat that weren't blood? There's nothing here, right? That would show that? Dang. I don't know what to do here. Even with this added evidence. Okay, so it's not this one. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. There wouldn't really be anything for this, would there? I mean, maybe check. So her boyfriend's in the security room. But I don't think this is a way that I could prove that. She said she was on her way. And I'm thinking, if her boyfriend was in the security room right here, right? See in the upper left? She parked on the B side. Now, obviously, that entrance on the right, like that path right there on the right that goes off screen, that is for cars. So I'm led to believe the bottom right, where there's that little like checkered part, the line, the cross lines, diagonal lines, that's the entrance for pedestrians. As they're leaving the parking lot after having parked on the B side, they walk from there to somewhere over here, I guess. They would walk in through the parking entrance, like the car entrance of the A side. So what if when she was saying that she was on her way to delivering the food, she meant she was on her way to delivering the food. She was outside of the parking area. Right?
She says, I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Do I present this here? Well, I have a full health bar. Let's go. Oh, nope. The music didn't stop. Nope. That was bad. That's bad. I love hearing your train of thought. Thank you. Thank you. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Uh-oh. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. No! Okay, well... That makes sense! No, it makes sense! Okay. Alright, okay. Alright, well then let's... When I sense something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Can't really argue that. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor. Do I want a hint? Maybe. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Would I present here, or would I just press here? Is the hint that this is the right one? Is this the right one right here? The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Because I'm thinking, if I had a way to prove that she was wearing the rubber gloves for the you know, I feel like you'd be so proud of yourself if you do it without a hint, though. Yeah, well, I'm trying. I'm trying. This has got to be it, right? It's right here. I can feel it. But how do I prove it? Yeah. But how? How do I do that? Wait. No. That photo was not taken before. Or it was not taken after. No! No! Where's the knocked over barrel? Look at that photograph! At the crime scene, there was a knocked over barrel. Explain that. When did it get knocked over? Presumably, it would have been during a man's fight for his life as he's getting stabbed to death. Right? That's the most logical time for something like that to happen. Sure, you could argue that maybe one of the investigators on the scene of the crime, after the fact, knocked over a barrel in their clumsiness. But that's just a series of coincidences that I just refuse to believe. That barrel got knocked over in the event of the murder. Why would it still be upright if this took place after the murder? Where's the body? Where's the blood? Look under the car. Where's the blood? I'm gonna press. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? No, yeah. Where to use that photo though? She came to do murder. We already saw this. I'm sorry they took you off the force. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I sense something. I'm gonna present it. I'm gonna present it for this one. Come on. The witness's statement is no, it's no! We're not even gonna at least like, let me, if I could just use my words and my voice to you know? Just look at the photo! The knife! If it was premeditated, why didn't she have a murder weapon? Objection! Why didn't she have a murder weapon? She'd used a weapon out of... Sure, it just happened to be there. She would have brought a weapon if it was premeditated. Oh, there it is. Witness, do you know what this is?
Well, sure, are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife, the knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Yeah? Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case?
A bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to...
The defendant is the chief prosecutor of the district.
Mommy, our prosecutor's bad people.
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness prove an accurate testimony.
Oh, what's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon?
See, she had to grab a weapon of opportunity. Just happened to be there. See?
Oh, this knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon!
What?
Order! 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 Great, now the tide is turning in our favor!
Great show, Mr. White. My sister's as good as free.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. Ah! Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else.
Oh, very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now?
Okay. All right. We took a couple hits on our health bar. That's fine. We're still fishing around.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against that victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
One knife wound. Ha! Caught you.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the tofu boy? In any case,
The defense, is she just like a figment of everyone's imagination? Like, she's not actually there. Nobody's reacting to what she's saying. Just saying. She's a figment of Phoenix's imagination, right?
in any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
We got this one in the bag.
Or, as Angel would say, in the big. No, I don't care. I'm not actually listening to this. Just like that girl who died after the first case. Yeah! Nothing else could drive that human... And again and again. Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my master prize. Oh, that sounds awful. Is his coma dream? Hint, rise from the ashes. Oh no! He's just having a coma dream. Oh, like that one season from Archer? Oh no! Oh no! Why couldn't it be more spectacular? Something unbelievable. Like, you know, maybe he's doing cases, like, you know, he's an attorney in space. Space attorney, if you will. Come on! Come on! Something more feverish.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Attorney San Francisco? Oh! No, more like Attorney San Diego. Phoenix Wright! Attorney San Diego! Where is Phoenix Wright now? Where in the world is Phoenix San Diego? Objection! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero. Really? What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? Well, you got that crime scene set, right? Oh my god, why are they all themed? Oh, thanks. I always believe... Is that just rice with ketchup on top? Or is that like sriracha, just rice with sriracha on top? I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. Oh, no, it's ketchup. Got it. It's ketchup. Chad, it's ketchup. That's rice with ketchup on top. Let me at him. Dare call yourself a lunch lady. Sort of rice with ketchup. What an abomination. Ketchup maybe as an ingredient of something you would put on top, but not just straight ketchup on rice. That's... Ugh. I literally, like, the sourness of that is just like, you know, it's giving me, like, ugh, shivers. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. Yeah. Like, maybe that's what's in the photo, is ketchup, and not blood. Huh?
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That explains why she thought that she stabbed multiple times. Because she already had those stains on her jacket before. And then, she took the photo, and that's when she stabbed. Supposedly. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. And tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Stop, you're trying to make Lana look guilty. Oh no! Oh, that's not what I meant! Miss Star has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Oh crap, I was supposed to press that. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest, it's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? If you add more wax, and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. This guy intended to murder Detective Goodman. She called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Is that a femboy accent? I don't know. Maybe. Something like that, you know.
Red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
It's not that one.
Well, let's just press. Let's press for now. Her red muffler? Yes. Like a scarf.
Oh, sorry, I was doing the wrong voice. Oh my god. Oh, sure, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck.
She's not wearing one here. She is certainly not.
So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
She's right. But she's not wearing one there. Miss Sky was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she?
Right? But she's not here.
Clearly she's not there. But wait! Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood?
Yep.
Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. Some people often use their beard as a bib. A judge with a bib, that's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There's only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't even sure of her own testimony.
Mr. White, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Okay. Yep. Short wick, blah, blah, blah. Candles, wax. Scientific. Okay, here we go. Present the photo. She's not wearing it. What muffler? Huh? Show me where she was wearing her muff. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
Huh? But that can't be.
Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly clueless.
You're right, muffler, I'm sorry.
Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection, chopped liver?
But it was there, a scarf. No, not that. It's something red. Really?
Well, now where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
Well, what?
Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs a victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect.
Okay. Well, after the murder, a suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Yeah, that's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Why would she mention the muffler? Why would she mention her scarf? After just being apprehended. Like, doesn't make sense. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a type of snake.
Don't bother with me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
I mean, I do. Note to self, Miss White is weak against poisonous snake bites.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
Oh, that's when the oil drum happened. Got it. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Who is it weak against snake bites? Good question.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
Okay, apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition and off to her side.
So where is this partition on the floor plans?
I'm sure she means
this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do.
And what did you do then?
I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
I think I should object this, right? Because she was supposedly on the B-side, where there's a big old fence. How did she get over there in time to catch her? Well, let's just press. Let's press. Let's press for now, and then we'll present later. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
I'm so smart, thank you. No, I have my moments.
Maybe I should press her for more details.
No, press her. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was?
She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block.
So you witnessed the murder from here? Yeah, that would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Oh, sure, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
They went over it, of course.
Amazing. Cough up queen. Lunch lady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too.
So how did Miss Sky not get away?
Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
Why would she do that? No, I'm gonna press this one. It's a matter of principle at this point. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Yeah, all I heard was her say the word muffler.
She said muffler.
She said muffler! She wasn't talking about her scarf. She was talking about the car! There's a piece of crucial evidence in that muffler of Edgeworth's car.
Mark my words, chat.
Who calls it a muffler? I thought that was weird the first time I heard it. I've never heard it called a muffler. It's a scarf. Maybe an ascot. Who knows? But never muffler. I've never heard someone call it a muffler. She had some crucial evidence in that car. In the muffler of that car. Yes, said one word.
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else?
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Oh, maybe you should have mentioned that. Maybe you should have mentioned that.
Did she call using that phone? Before or after you tackle her? Huh? Huh? Does tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth mean anything to people in this country? I'm sorry, I'm getting upset. Getting upset. Her phone, she can't mean. Ask further. Yeah, of course. By phone, do you mean? This cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Oh, yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Star.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently, it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone. Indeed. The emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
The word muffler
Was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18.
Oh, thank you. I should have been a voice actor.
I saw it all. Now, she tried that phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead.
If that's the case. I can still be one. How? That's... No, I don't live in California. I can't do that. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies.
Okay, so she went over there. You would not be able to see her on that telephone.
The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. During that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this? Yep.
What is it, Mr. White? The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against the angel's stare, their resistance is futile.
She made to escape? Can you be more specific?
She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard and a pâté de foie gras.
Huh?
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange.
What's that?
If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Why did she run back towards the car?
The other... Ah! The parking lot entrance.
That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Sky tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. White.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You don't have to believe me. The murder suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to her side. So you would have seen that. Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by a personal bias.
Well, who would have thought that you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed a crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it!
Word!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up blood, she's coughing up lies!
Grr.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Before the counterattack begins, I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... I do believe she saw her trying to use the phone. I do believe that. But where she saw it? Where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. Let's say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. She was with her boyfriend in the security room. She wasn't on the B side of the parking lot.
A different location?
See, it would make sense if she was on the A side in the security room when she would have seen Lana Skye using that phone, then charged down the stairs and apprehended her there from the A side. It doesn't make sense that she'd be able to make it all the way around or all the way over the fence to get to her in time. No. She was much closer, and all she had to do was just run down those stairs real quick.
Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction.
The place from where Miss Star witnessed this crime must be... Take that! This is the only place where she could have been. That's why she assumed... She assumed that Lana Skye had stabbed the victim. She didn't actually witness it from there. She was in the security room. She couldn't have seen it. So all the lies about stabbing over and over again, it's because she didn't see anything. That's why she thought that Lana Skye stabbed him over and over again. Nah, because she didn't see it. Not because there was blood on her lapel. Or because she was wearing a red scarf. No. Come on.
The security guard room? Which is odd that they have a security guard room, but you can't see, you know, over that partition there. Like, you would think there'd at least be, like, a camera on the other side of it. After all, that's where all the cars are being stored. It doesn't make sense that they'd have a security room without any kind of access to security cameras that can view where the actual cars are parked. Right? Just saying.
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot.
Yeah, all except for on the other side of that partition. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There's so many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in the A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? Well, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? She's talking about Miss Sky? Well, the only reason she's guilty is because you claimed that you witnessed a murder. That's the only reason she's on... Why she's having to testify in the first place? Why she's being treated... So dumb. All because she lost her freaking job. You know, she might be the murderer. I have not discounted that Angel Starr may or may not be the murderer. Alright? At this point, the amount of lies that she's telling to try and get this woman framed for murder, she might have been the one to do it. I'm just saying. It might. She didn't actually witness a murder. She just attacked a poor defenseless woman who may also be, in some small way, a victim. Right? She might have been assaulted. And she just came out of nowhere and just started attacking her? Really? Mr. White, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? Doesn't make sense. She lied because you can't possibly see the car from in the security room, which is the scene of the crime. So she lied and said that she was on the B side of the parking lot so that she could provide testimony that she did witness the murder. But there was a partition in the way that prevented her from seeing the actual moment of the murder. Which means she didn't see anything. That's why she's lying. It's better to say that she witnessed a murder than to say that she witnessed the suspect using a telephone. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim.
That truth still stands. That's true. How did she get the photo? I want to see a timestamp for that photo, actually. That's what I want to see. I want to see a timestamp for that. And why does she look so calm? She looks so calm. She does not look like she just stabbed someone to death. I think she was right about the ketchup. I think that's ketchup on her coat. I think she was taking the coat off and putting it in Edgeworth's trunk. And then I think she ran around to the other side. Maybe she took that photo just before she even tried to go calmly walk over to her boyfriend's security room to deliver the lunch. Maybe she took that photo because she thought, oh, that's weird. Takes a photo. And then she happened to look back on that moment as, oh, I have evidence that proves that she did it. After she had falsely apprehended the suspect, who may also be a victim, let's be honest. She has a wound on her hand. At this point, she's more of a victim than a suspect. If we're looking at the facts. The truth still stands. No, I don't believe that. I don't think it does. It still stands? I disagree, Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Ah, not me. Who else?
Mr. White, let's review what we know.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. This is probably going to go over everything I just said. Watch. Mark my words. But she lied and said she saw it from the B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? Angle of the view to the crime. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright. What? No! It's a different angle! Because then she could see the crime! No, I was right! I'm sorry if you maybe phrased it differently. Distance to the crime, I guess? Sure! It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans, and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Ah, see, I thought we were still talking about what she could witness. Because it would change what she could witness. There's a fucking wall in the way. This game is unforgiving. Holy cow. Alright. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness. Oh, sure, you... Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
Squid wheels? The fuck is a squid wheel? I'm offended. What the fuck is that? Chat, what the fuck is a squid wheel? Is that a real thing? Can you get squid wheels? I've never had squid. Never had calamari, nothing like that. Oh, this kind of freaked me out. I don't need aliens, okay? I understand that squids and octopuses probably aren't, you know, aliens, but it was a joke. I was just making a joke. Anyways, the quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed a crime from the glass-walled station.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's better. Now it shows the actual, like, you know, staircases and stuff like that. Where you can get to there, to and from, you know, with to and fro.
with the parking lot entrances and stuff like that. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards that scene. But the door was locked, and I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in P Black. That's quite a detour. Fried calamari rings? That's weird. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
That's a long time.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there who's in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. Oh, it's not really. Doesn't really count for much, does it? It wouldn't, would it? You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Stop buttering up the judge! Absolutely! Uh-oh. This way, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? No, I have to raise an objection. I have no choice. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder, and the arrest. Think about it! Poison's judge. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente! I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anybody.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run!
But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken.
No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah! Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and a blank in her testimony.
No! I'm not done with her, Judge!
I still gotta tear her apart. This testimony is crap. It's all bullshit, and you know it. This is bullshit. Mr. Edward! Is the witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated the witness on account of her professional history.
Oh, we did it! Please clue that can shot Mr. Wright.
That was too close. It was actually too close. I think I had like one more failure before I died.
I'm afraid that the Gotham Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Okay. Well. Oh god. Who said hold it? You son of a bitch. Get those fucking giant SpaghettiOs out of my face.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me!
I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunch boxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunch bags? Ooh, a triple-decker! I've always wanted to have a triple-decker with 18 and Chi-Chi and Bulma. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony.
Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time?
Oh, God. Decisive evidence now. Okay. Yeah, see, I wasn't done crushing her yet. So thank you. Thank you.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe.
More interested in her box. Oh, well. You and me both.
One was, of course, the victim's. And the other blood type meshed out of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
So why are you holding on to that shoe?
Oh, what? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
How does she know the blood by looking at it? Yeah, she has connections to, forensics and stuff like that. So she probably knows people that work in the labs that could get lab work done for her. Maybe somebody that owes her a favor from back in her detective days. I would assume. That's just this is an assumption. But it's not unbelievable that having former work as a lead detective on multiple cases, she probably has some people that owe her a favor. Right?
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
A game assumption. Yeah, I know.
Simply as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
See? Nope. Yep.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth.
Huh?
Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that White, Mr. White?
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence while really.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Okay, white enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Skye. Okay. So it's odd that the shoes would say traces of both of their blood. The knife says only traces of the victim's blood and not the suspect. When the suspect claims to have cut herself on the knife. Just something that's noteworthy.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I was looking at that crime scene.
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could see I just wanted people to look at the results.
Results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. compared to that. A 5-minute blank means nothing.
That's if you actually...
Did witness it!
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This... when the suspect is admitting she did it?
But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, mister. Let's just get this over with.
No, you did not. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
They detained that chief prosecutor and notified the police department. Oh, God. Excuse me. So sorry. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunch boxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you, and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence for the scene of a crime. That's a crime right there. Obstruction of justice. Right. And perjury at this point. How many counts of perjury? Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, not victims.
So you brought it to the forensics department?
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensic expert.
She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
No, that doesn't make sense. Especially when you consider...
Sorry, whose shoe is this?
White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Skye. Ah! There's blood here too. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe!
On the sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood.
So these were his shoes. How would he be stepping in a puddle of his own blood? That's not possible. All this blood is horrible.
This blood might be an important clue.
This blood is my sister's, right?
It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime.
Poor sis.
I don't think this is the point to present. I need to present it with the other blood type when she mentions it.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
Well, you claim to know something about blood tests, rookie.
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, Blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample blood down to just one person. Also, right here.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten a DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was gonna say that!
Not here. That's pretty sly, hiding evidence like that.
Oh, I was supposed to press there. Oh, I thought that was the first one of the... Never mind, that was the last one. Don't forget, scientific investigation is the wave of the future.
Maybe I should investigate this evidence a little more closely.
I did.
It's 5 minutes. The matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? So this, because he mentions that there are 2 types of blood. Which one is which?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oops. Oh, I've got one more chance. Oh, God, I've got one more chance. Oh, why? Why is this so precise? Like, just, I have the evidence. I know. Okay, there's no way he stepped in his own blood. That's not possible. How does he step in his own blood? God damn it. Okay. I don't think that's how that works. I can do this? Yeah, well, I have to come up with the exactly right time to present the right evidence at the exact right moment. This is so dumb. It's so dumb. This is so dumb. I don't think I can. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. Grr! And the other blood type matched that of the victim, or of the defendant, Lana Sky. I've got one chance. I've got one chance. I've got one chance. I've got one chance! Because the other thing is, do I show this? Where there's no blood on the floor, so how could he have stepped in his own blood? There's 2 kinds of evidence to use here! For multiple different options where it could be useful. Like, I wish I could just use my words and be like, there's no fucking possible way that his blood was in the bottom of the shoe, when in this picture, there's no blood on the floor, so how did that happen? How was this taken after the murder? If there should have been blood on the floor that he stepped in, that would be impossible. Oh, you're gonna claim that the barrel of water, that barrel of oil that was filled with water, dumped over and cleaned everything? Yeah? Oh, yeah? Yeah? Why is the barrel standing up? Huh? Let me use my fucking words. Because if I could use my fucking words, then this case would be done. I'd blow all of this out of the water. Press the last statement first, just to be safe. Okay, fine, sure. This shoe proves that it's flawless sites of evidence. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight! What the fuck is that? That's disgusting. No, I'm not even gonna read that out loud. That's gonna make me barf right now while I'm doing the stream.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. White, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
I do! I just don't want to present it! And I'll have one chance, and then that's game over. I'll lose everything. This is why I quit the first time.
This is not why I quit the first time. The first time I quit because I was on like day 2 investigation, and I talked to everyone, and it wouldn't proceed with. I think I got soft locked out. I think I got soft locked out of the game. I don't know. A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim? There is. There's a problem. There's a problem. I'm not imagining things. I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
Oh, that gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take that heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. It's the bottom of the shoe! Like, it's super obvious! I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
That's a threat! That's a threat! The witness is threatening the defense. I move to strike, Your Honor. Indeed, there's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife.
How did he step in his own blood?
What could possibly be contradictory about the blood at the bottom of this shoe?
The problem lies in the footprint!
Oh, that footprint?
Note that the blood of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. The bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe.
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
No, that's where the body was found! Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene, found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 We had a witness.
What? Huh? Quit going, Mr. White. But, it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask, why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Finally, somebody acknowledges that she exists.
Think, Mr. White, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you getting at? What are you talking about?
Think back to what she told us about apprehending the suspect.
If we're going by Sky's logic, the prosecutors cleaned the scene. Well, you mean Angel Stars? Stars logic? No, they didn't, though. No, the problem is, that photo was taken before the crime happened. It's the only way it would make sense. And what is on her jacket? It's not blood. It's ketchup. Or it could be something completely a different color. Green and red show up as the same, shades, oftentimes, in black and white photos. That's why in black and white movies, they would use green makeup instead of red for blood. Made it stand out more in the contrast of black and white. She knocked... Oh. Whoops. Didn't mean to...
Oh, she knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly, a predator. This one, a leopard woman. Rawr.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
I didn't know that. Well, you know, it is what it is.
No kidding!
Yeah, now you know. Yeah, oftentimes in black and white movies, when they wanted to show, like, blood on someone, they would use green makeup instead of red. Yeah.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that, huh? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
What witness? Well, was the old drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over?
You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would become evidence against her.
Wag! That ties things up quite nicely. Well, guilty! The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie are quite clearly to this murder. And after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So, that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. White, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel saw... It's on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
What?
Hold it!
Little girl, what did you just see? Huh, me? Did you just see that Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. Saying my sister had evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Ah, well. I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called the evidence.
Oh, wait, witness, don't tell me you asked something else. Oh my god, how long is this freaking trial? This is just day one! This is day one! It's a 2 hours with one witness.
Holy crap.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Oh, your threats don't scare the calf up queen. Look at this!
Oh my god. She's holding another freaking photograph?
I just had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe did belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait.
It's trial form, but you still have the trial ladder. No!
Mr. White, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet!
And there's clearly something
In the muffler! Just like I said earlier. Did you see it? Hold on. Has it been added? It's not been added. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. White. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway.
I expected you to forget the muffler. I did not.
I'm sorry, Mia.
Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Huh?
Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
Oh, Mia? This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
No. Objection! Your Honor, wait!
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it'll be too late.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, Mr. Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah, I'll think later.
I will. When did she take it? Clearly she took it after the murder. But the first photograph was before the murder, and I just need to find a way to prove it. Why would she be so calm in that photograph? Because it was before anything happened. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph. Well, I want to say the muffler. But I also want to say the shoe. Should I say the muffler? What's that stuff coming out of it, right? It's the muffler, right? The problem in this photograph is here!
What's this?
There's something poking out of the car's muffler! Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
That's because no normal person calls it a muffler. I've never fucking heard that word in my entire life. Your Honor. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor, and definitely not something you would call a scarf or an ascot. No one ever calls it a muffler. That would be crazy. A muffler is clearly a part of a car. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see. And I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? That's what we're talking to. Muffler. Okay? It's not a fucking scarf. There's no such thing as a muffler that you would wear around your neck. Okay? Just saying. That would be insane. You would not do that. One does not simply put an exhaust around one's neck. So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
This friend is my favorite part of this stream. Thank you. But nobody calls it a muffler. Who's that? Has anybody ever called it a muffler? Seriously. I'm not wrong, right? I've never heard someone refer to a scarf as a muffler. Or an ascot as a muffler. Okay, I would accept ascot. Or a scarf? Kind of handkerchief? I will also accept handkerchief around your neck. But never a muffler. No one calls it a fucking muffler. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry. Sorry. Moving on. Getting upset. I'm feeling verklempt. Sorry, I shouldn't speak Yiddish. You'd only call it a muffler if you've used a scarf to muffle someone's screams. Yeah! That's suspicious. Maybe that's why she's no longer a detective. Because she used it to muffle someone's screams. And then she got fired for murdering someone. I've heard it once. I've heard Muff has a hand warmer a couple times in my life. What? That doesn't make sense! Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. You can't convince me that people call scarves mufflers. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma. Miss Star! Recall your testimony for the court.
Oh, sure. When I was arrested, she mentioned a muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Yerg.
That's not a dirty joke. Muffs are like scarves with holes to put arms in to keep warm. I've never heard that. No. And I think a court of law will agree with me that no one has ever used that term. I ask you, the jury, 12 jury members. How many of you have heard the term muff when talking about a scarf? I rest my case. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned clearly was about a car and not a piece of clothing or accessory? It was actually this exhaust pipe! If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence!
Oh, warg.
Sky's nobody now. No, Sky's somebody. Sky White. Sky White is in chat. She's everybody. Well, she's one of somebody. She's definitely somebody. She's not nobody. Well, it seems we would have to suspend the proceedings. Do you mean it this time? Because you said it last time, like, about a half an hour ago. And then we didn't do that. And here we are half an hour later. And I'm still talking to the same frickin' witness. I swear to God. Judge? If you're Roshi, I don't even care. I'm still gonna fight you. You might be the world's strongest, which, ironically, that movie was named after you being the world's strongest, because, you know, Dr. Zero thought you were the world's strongest, but then it turns out you're not the world's strongest. It was actually Goku at that time who was the world's strongest, but he had data that led him to believe, because it was older data, that you were the world's strongest. The point is, I'll still fight you. Even if Roshi can't, you know, contend with Goku or Vegeta or Frieza or Cell or Trunks or Super Saiyan Gohan. You're still enough to be able to kill literally anybody else in the world, a normal human, with your bare hands. You could probably murder a freaking Hercule with your bare hands, if you wanted to. I'll still fight you. Don't take this back. You better suspend the proceedings. Swear to God. I'll die. I will. I'll do it. I'll fight you. I know I'm gonna lose, but I'll fight you.
Sure, suspend. I found myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The search will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
Oh, thank God. He actually meant it this time.
I suppose so.
Whew. That was close, but we made it. At least for now. I'm sweating bullets. Sweating bullets! You know, that song?
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. 30 minutes!
Dear God.
It's lunchtime after all.
Still hungry.
He just had a bento box.
Oh my God. To be continued.
Your voice is so cute. Me? I'm sure most people find me annoying. Probably my neighbors. Probably think that I'm absolutely annoying. I'm sorry to my neighbors. I don't usually say it, but I'm sorry. Love you. It is only a 22-minute... Recess is only a 22-minute show.
So then how is recess 30 minutes? Take that! Hold it! Objection!
Next time, yeah, we're gonna continue this next time on Kayleigh Plays Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I don't know when that'll be. Gotta be honest, I gotta talk it over with my boss. Find out what's going on this weekend. But, man, I joined when you're... No, Pink Maggot, no. Well, that's okay, because you can always watch it in post. It's always going to be right here, right on my YouTube. The live stream always posts the full... Jesus Christ, 2 hours and 21 minutes? 22 minutes? Oh, my God. That's crazy. Well, let's see what this says. Yeah, 2 hours and 22 minutes. No, it's crazy. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what kind of games you want to see me play in the future. And hey, stay tuned, because guess what? We're halfway through September already. I can already tell you, we're making good time. By the time we are done with Ace Attorney Rise from the Ashes, which is episode 5, the one that you're watching right now, it's going to be the perfect time to start playing some Spooktober games right here on YouTube. You're going to find me playing some of the scariest games I've ever played. In fact, including one that made me cry. Actual tears while I was streaming. Back when I streamed on TikTok. The last time I played this game, I cried actual tears and was shaking with fear. My arms and hands and fingers, maybe my toes, definitely my upper extremities were shaking with fear while I was playing Poppy Playtime. Look, that game is scary, okay? Don't tell me it's not. I cried, all right? I don't... Look, judge me all you want, okay? I don't normally... I play scary games once a year, all right? And it's scary. I'm not Markiplier, all right? Markiplier plays scary games all the time. Shoulders, heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. Next time will probably be on a day that ends in a Y. Yeah, probably. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes were shaking. Yeah, they were. They were. Well, maybe not the... It was the opposite of that. It's the opposite, because it was my elbows and wrists. The point is, I was crying. Literal tears were streaking down my cheek while I was playing Poppy Playtime. Last time I played it on TikTok Live, and I said, I'm going to have to stop playing this, because I'm actually crying. I'm shaking. I can't do this anymore. I have to quit. I had to quit. I didn't even make it through the first freaking chase sequence, because it just kept happening over and over again. And I think that's what really ingrained it in me, is that there's nothing. I was hopeless. I kept, like, every time I'd go into the freaking vents, and I'm freaking running around, and I make a wrong turn, or I turn too early, or too late, and the point is, it would always catch me, and I couldn't get away, and it was like 9 times in a row. This freaking big, toothy, blue guy just freaking caught me, fucking Grover,
Fucking Grover with a Big Bird build, fucking with his teeth looking like he's straight out of the Alien movies. Just freaking caught me. So, look forward to seeing me crash out next month. It probably is as soon as I'm done with the Ace Attorney movies. Games. Sorry, Ace Attorney games. I'm gonna... Why do I do this every year? I play scary games every October, and I'm still never used to it. You know, I played the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I beat the first one, could not beat the rest of them, because I ended up quitting. I was like, it's not, nope, no thanks. So, I beat the first one, though. I'm just saying, I did. I beat Five Nights at Freddy's. I didn't beat the rest of them. So, October, Spooktober coming up. We're going to play some Silent Hill games, too. Silent Hill games and Poppy Playtime games. All right, that's how we're gonna because the Poppy Playtime games are really short. So are the Silent Hill games, but not as short as the Poppy Playtime games. And you know, you got to consider how many times I'm gonna die because I'm just bad at horror games and running away and not crying. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm probably gonna bring a whole new audience. That one, people who like to hear me cry and stream, that's gonna be fun. And not the good kind of crying like I did with Golden Sun: The Lost Stage or with Mother 3. That was good crying. This is bad crying because I'm scared and I possibly peed myself. Not that I have in the past, but maybe I might in the future. Stay tuned. Next time on Kayleigh Plays. I'll let you guys know on Friday what my schedule is going to be for the next week. I will let you know as soon as I know. But more than likely, you can absolutely count on Triple Play Wednesday happening. Whew, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're playing Crisis Core at 11 a.m. Central next Wednesday. Then we're doing some more Half-Minute Hero. And then just like today, next Wednesday, we're going to be playing some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It's 7 p.m. Central. It's going to be awesome. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of games you want to see me play in the future. More importantly, instead of Crisis Core, because as soon as I beat Crisis Core, I'm going to have to play something else. I already know I'm playing for the 7 p.m. streams. I know what I'm playing for the 3 p.m. streams. What am I playing for my 11 a.m. streams next? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you want to see me play Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep? Do you want to see me play, I don't know, something else? Jeanne d'Arc? The Joan of Arc tactical strategy RPG for the PSP? Where you play as Joan of Arc, but it's a fantasy setting, so it's not totally accurate, historically speaking. Would you want to see that? Do you have a different suggestion for what you'd like to see for my 11 a.m. streams? Let me know. What could possibly follow after Crisis Core? Let's be honest. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Great game. So let me know what you guys want to see me play. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you. Viewers like you make this possible. Because YouTube certainly doesn't. I don't get paid by them. Are you kidding me? I'm doing this for fun and for you guys. And for my enjoyment and yours. So, until next time. Have a great night. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.